Now we move on to the instrumentation part. The instrumentation in a flame emission spectroscopy consists of sample delivery unit, then you need to have an atomizer, which is nothing but your flame source, which acts as a source of excitation. Then we have the spectral isolator, then we have the detector, we have the amplifier, and we have the readout device. So if we see, the purpose of the sample delivery unit is to deliver the sample into the atomization source. The atomization as well as the excitation of the metal atom happens in the atomization source. The spectral isolator isolates the emission radiation and transfers it to the detector. The detector detects the increase or the decrease in the intensity of the emitted radiation, which is further amplified and then recorded with the help of a readout device. During the analysis by flame emission spectroscopy, the pre-treatment of the samples are really important. The reason is because there are a lot of interferences which are present. The organic matter has to be completely removed, otherwise they may cause certain matrix effect. So the sample has to be pre-treated and it has to be converted into a solution form before it enters into the flame. There is a sample delivery unit. The sample delivery unit is nothing but a nebulizer. That is, the sample in the form of a solution will be nebulized and then it will be aspirated into the flame atomizer. Here, the pneumatic nebulizer is more commonly used. What we do here is the fuel oxidant mixture what we use for atomization source will be pre-mixed with the sample and then it will be converted into larger droplets. These droplets are then aspirated into the flame for further action. The larger droplets which are formed during this process will be removed with the help of the baffles which are present in the pneumatic nebulizer. Through this, the sample will be aspirated into the flame. Then there, the process of atomization as well as the process of excitation and emission takes place. Normally, laminar flow burners are used in case of flame emission spectroscopy. Once the liquid droplets enters into the flame, the mechanism of desolvation, volatilization and atomization will happen, and after atomization the excitation and emission mechanism will also happen. The intensity of the emitted radiation is segregated with the help of the monochromator. Here we either use a prism or we use a filter. So they are capable of isolating the required radiation emitted by the analyte substances. Once they are isolated, they will be detected with the help of a phototube or a photomultiplier detector. There are certain limitations for this flame emission spectrophotometer, what we have discussed now. The number of analyte ions or the atoms formed in the flame will be very small. So it is commonly used for the estimation of alkaline and alkaline earth metals. It needs perfect control of flame temperature, and the interference of the other elements are also not easy to be eliminated. In case of heavy metals and transition elements, the number of absorption and emission lines which are formed are more, because of which the spectra becomes highly complex for quantification.